I always say y'all can jump on a live like fast, like so quick. Now, how y'all notifications be on for when I go live, but y'all always end up missing when I am posting something. So when I end up posting the sales or something, y'all be saying that y'all missing them, but now y'all can jump on the lives. Notifications on for that. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Anyway, okay, three-tier cakes and anniversary cakes and all of that. Okay, okay. Yeah, when I posted this morning, I was definitely early. It was super early in the morning. So y'all probably missed it. But in the morning, all I'm gonna say is yeah, I guess it is the live. In the morning, everything will be back up again. I just can't tell you the time. Just know that it's gonna be up early enough so that you can get your boxes again. So anyway, y'all know I don't go live outside of my scheduled days, and I don't do the outside, just random lives. But I had a thought today, and it was, hey, I think it's a really good topic, um, for the evening, like while we just chilling and while people are doing their orders and stuff like that. Nah, this is a different drink. This one is a little bit more grown up, so it's a little bit something different in this one. But anyway, I thought tonight would be a good live because I wanted to ask y'all some questions as well. And I don't know how like where y'all headspace is at as it relates to things in the industry and things like that. But I had this question tonight. Well, it's not really a question, it's more so of a discussion on some of the things that I feel like that I had to do. So my topic was things that I wish I would have known before I got into the baking industry. And this goes back some years for me because as you know, like March made 15 years that I've been in the baking industry. So um it was one of those things where I really had to think about, like, it's a lot of things that I wish that I would have known back then that I know now that probably would have helped me better be prepared for where I'm at right now. And one of those things was, and I think this is probably like a major for me, no particular order. It's just some things that I wish I would have known. And this ain't in no order or nothing like that. This is just like off the dome. One of the things was, I really wish I would have known the amount of anxiety that comes with having a large platform or being at like a higher level where people actually hold you to a higher standard. And the reason why I say that is because when I first started in the beginning, I was clueless as to where I would be right now. So when I first started doing cakes, like I really just was doing it for fun. I didn't really have any insight into what I was doing, y'all. I didn't know anything about cakes. I didn't know nobody that did cakes at the time, and I was in college still. So I think I was in my junior year in college, and it was just something that I kind of picked up on. And what happened was I had just got out of a bad relationship, and I'm sure y'all heard this story before. But I was in a bad relationship, and we ended up ending. And a friend bought me a cake decorating kit, and the kit was supposed to help me to get my mind off of the breakup, and things like that. And I had no idea that just something as simple as a cake decorating kit was going to take me to the levels that I'm at right now. And I think that in the past, one of those lessons that I wish I would have known, I guess it did help me to be where I'm at right now, because I feel like all of those lessons build upon one another to help you to be the better person that you are today. But um, I wish I would have just known how to manage my emotions as it related to having a platform like later on, because um, I had to learn like the hard way, like how to manage things, like not to go off. And I even said tonight in K King University about how I'm working on how I handle and how I address emails, because at this point now it's time for me to start putting some SOPs in place, and that's standards of practice or procedures, and that's just setting up my business in a way that if somebody else had to come in and run it, they would be able to run it at the same level of efficiency that I run it. But they have these guidelines and procedures to go by. So I've been working on that and on working on how I respond, because it's so easy to respond like with something like, when somebody asks you, can you resend me something, like why you didn't download it the first time, or why did you purchase 5 classes instead of 5 boxes, because it's stuff like that's been happening. And what I'm learning is to put myself in the customer's perspective, and is really teaching me patience. Okay. um yeah, I remember in the past too when I used to do lives going off of our customers, and you really had to grow into your business, to be able to understand some of those things. Another thing I wish I would have known back then is the importance of financial literacy as it relates to making a lot of money and knowing how to handle making a lot of money. Okay. Because I didn't know that having, when I always heard people say the more money you make, the more money you spend. But I was actually clueless as to how to handle the amount of growth, the amount of money that I was bringing in. So that resulted in me spending money. I'm not gonna say I was spending money that I didn't have, because baby, listen, I am the king of spend a check and get it right back. But I was spending irresponsibly, and I know I could have bought 2 houses by now. But I just feel like I wasn't in a place of financial literacy where where I could understand the importance of having money. You know what I'm saying? And how to use the money, how the money could work for me. So now that I'm in a different headspace in life, and I'm just not out here just, just spending money like crazy like that. I'm actually more conscious of what I'm spending and allowing the money to work for me. Another thing, y'all. One of these lessons that I wish I would have known is, um, everybody that you come into contact with as it relates to business does not have your best interest at heart. Some people are out here moving for themselves, and they definitely are not worried about how it affects you or how it relates to your business. Baby, people are out here moving sideways. And when I say that, I say it like this: they will disguise their infatuation with you as friendship, and come off as wanting to be your friend. So you really got to be careful. Like I'm really cautious, and I'm guarded at this point in my life when people come in wanting to be my friend. And like I'm in the point right now where I'm looking to hire a personal assistant for myself. And I am extremely nervous about this because I gotta have a person who is my assistant that I can trust because they're gonna be in my personal space. You know what I'm saying? This is somebody that's gonna be here most of the time. They're gonna be working with me. They're gonna be traveling with me, and you got to be able to distinguish between people who are genuinely there for you and have your best interest in heart, or people who just trying to come up off of you. So I had a couple of emails from people who were already in the industry, and they were interested in being my assistant. And I said, absolutely not. I mean, we talked about this on Wednesday about how people come into your business or into your house and they want to gain all this insight so they can go help themselves. And one of the people reached out to me, and one of the mistakes that they made was telling me that they were trying to grow their business, but they weren't interested in uh, anything cake related as it related to me. And I find that hard to believe because you're not going to tell me that you're going to come in and just work for me if you already have a business for yourself. There is no way that if you have your own business that you about to come in and help build somebody else's. Like, I just find that hard to believe. So um I know that off the top that you don't have my best interest at heart because you already have something that's yours that you trying to build. So that ain't gonna work. You know what I'm saying? That ain't gonna work for either of us. Um, so I think now is like one of those lessons is learning that people really be out here moving like a snake. And you really got to be able to distinguish those people, like, in business. Another thing, it was a probably one of the greatest lessons that I've had to learn is learning how to say no. And if you have not mastered the art of saying no in your business, not just in your business but in your personal life, listen, there is so much peace in the word no. There is so much peace that comes along with telling people no, no, I'm not going to be able to do that design. No, I'm sorry, I cannot come down to that price. No, I will not do a design that somebody else brought to you or somebody else did. There is so much peace in just saying no that you don't feel comfortable with something. What I do want y'all to stop doing is stop taking on things and thinking that you can do this like as you go. Oh, I'll learn it as I go. Don't do that. Don't do that. But that's like because that feel like you practicing on people, like they giving you money and you practicing on their orders because you ain't never did it before. You have no idea. That's like taking an order for a somebody say they want a cake made like a Camaro. No, you ain't never carved no cake before. So you got at this point, you got to be honest with yourself. You basically are setting yourself up for failure because you know that you have no idea how to do this, how to master this. You're not going to master this skill in one cake order. So, learning how to say no, not just to customers, but saying no to yourself, like, hey, no, I ain't even going to psych myself up for that. I ain't even gonna try to do that. I'm not gonna psych myself up. Honesty works all the way around. Like you got to be honest with yourself, just like you got to be honest with your customers. Um, Another thing that I'm learning is balance right now. There are so many moving parts to my life right now. Like so many, and I'm trying to balance my day to day. One of the best things that I could have done was getting somebody to help me with the orders. So finding assistant or just finding someone to come in and help just do the orders alone has taken so much weight off of me because like that would take hours, like folding of boxes and wrapping everything, putting it in the boxes, labeling and taking it downstairs, even though it's in the same building. But that took a lot of time and it was wearing me out. Like I was literally like slow on like some of my tasks and things that I wanted to do. Like even starting the podcast was like something that had been on the back burner for over a year. Like, it was something that I wanted to do, but I was like, I don't have the time to do it. So it was one of those things where Portia had reached out and she had mentioned it to me about doing it. And I was like, you know what, that's a great idea because people like to hear us talk. Like, me and her, I thought it would be a great idea. So we actually gonna have another show that's just gonna be us, and it's not just about cake. And that's actually the title of the show is not just cake because like there is so many times we get caught up in this industry just like working, just working. Like all we do is work. And our whole life is consumed by what we do. And there is so much more life and so much more going on outside of the cake world. Like, ask yourself, what else actually interests you? Like, really ask yourself right now, what is it that you're interested in outside of cake? Like, what else is it that you can do outside of cake? Now, I had to be in doing my own self-assessment and understanding who I am as Jeremy, as outside of just being Cake King. Um, I had to really play on this in my mind. Like, you know what? These people be wanting to do things with you, and they don't really care about who you are. They don't care about you as Jeremy. They really just looking out for themselves and how Cake King can help them. And I honestly think that's just a really fucked up way of going about life, looking at people as a way to come up for yourself. And so many people do this. Like, so many people. I have like even here on Instagram, I have a area where we got like our close friends, and I call them like my business besties. And I really just, I post stuff up in there that I would not post on my regular page because outside of this select group of people, most people wouldn't understand like some of the stuff that I post. And like they would look at it as if somebody is either bragging or they don't take it as being encouraging or something like that. And you just got to be careful of like some of the things you say and some of the things that you do because people will easily misconstrue something positive and turn it into a negative. Like y'all see this all the time, like on social media outlets where you look at the comments and it could be something that was meant to be really positive, and somebody will always find the negative in every single thing. Sort of like the way y'all do when y'all running y'all businesses or y'all hobbies. You really doing the right thing. You on the right track, but you self-sabotaging yourself. You really self-sabotage yourself because you really doing a good job. And we talked about this on Wednesday. It's that imposter syndrome where you really are doing a great job, but you still looking for something else. Like, what is it that you actually looking for? And I be asking myself this too. Like, what else could you possibly need? And that was one of my aha moments when I figured out like I need to just stop spending so much because it's like, what else do you possibly need? Like, you got a nice home, you got a nice vehicle, everything is here. I don't want for anything like so. What else could you possibly need or want out there? You can always make some more money. That's my motto, like for life, like right there. You can always get some more money no matter how hard you think it is to come by, you can always get some more money. There are so many things out there, so many avenues that you could turn into to get some more money to generate more wealth. But it starts with you. A lot of y'all can't move to the next level because it starts with you and you being lazy. You just, it's literally you being lazy, you holding your own self back. So when I was thinking about this tonight, things I wish I would have known before I got into the bakery industry. Um, One of the major things that I wish I would have known was me. Like, I wish I would have known who I was back then, so that now it makes it easier for me to stand 10 toes down on who I am. It was hard coming up as a black gay man in, a predominantly female dominated industry. And, here I come, this black gay loud ass man, this country man from Mississippi. And, I wasn't like the top cake artist, but I was confident in the shit that I did. But I wish I would have known back then who the fuck I was. Like when you really ask yourself, who are you? And we've said this before on past lives, you know what I'm saying? Like, who are you? Who are you? Or who, not who, what people portray you as, but who are you? And I was so glad when Julie had sent me that message today, and she was like, stand on who you are. And she was like, you know what, you are the motherfucking talent. Like, and I had to think about that, like, you know what? I am the fucking talent. Like, you know what? I'm Cake King. I am Cake King. And I didn't know who I was back then. And I'm so glad, like, I had to go through that process of this, I guess the self-assessment and everything, because it's like somebody said, I definitely had lost my identity because I was ready to run from being Cake King, and I just wanted to be Jeremy. It was like it came to a point where I was like, you know what, man, forget this. I ain't trying to be Cake King no more. I'm trying to get away from that. I'm tired of people looking at me and using me. I'm tired of people trying to always get something out of me. And it wasn't until this year that I really had to get that understanding that it wasn't for me. Like, none of the stuff that I'm doing was for me. It was all for the benefit of other people. And once you realize that the gift that he gave you is not really yours, it's a gift. You're supposed to keep on giving it. And if you just holding on to that gift, then you're doing your gift a disservice because it's not for you. Your gift is for everybody else. You should be sharing that gift with everybody else. So, um, as you go through and navigate through this thing we call life, and life just keeps on lifing, no matter what is going around you. It's just gonna keep on lifing. You gotta understand that at some point you got to figure out who you are and stop running from the person that God is trying to call you to be. So um that was just some quick snippets of some things that I want that was really on my heart today. Just things that I wish I would have known uh since, before I got in the baking industry, and like even now. So I'm appreciative for the journey. I'm appreciative for the lessons. I don't take it lightly. I don't take the platform that I have lightly. And I really just appreciate y'all for loving on me and supporting me like y'all do. So um that's all I got for y'all. I just wanted to definitely just get that thought out of my head. Y'all know I be on some other stuff in the evenings. So I be having these thoughts, and the thoughts come to me, and I realize I'm like, you know what? I ain't gonna be holding in these thoughts like this. As soon as something hit me, I'm gonna come in here to my desk or to one of the three areas that I got in here now for this, and I'm gonna get my thoughts out. So Ty does a lot of journaling. He write out all his thoughts. He does journaling. I'm not good at writing stuff down. Like, I'm just not. Like, I keep all of my information for the business, my notes and everything. I keep all that in my iPad and my phone. But when it comes to like putting my emotions down on paper, That's not my thing. So like when people talked about journaling, like this is my journaling. So I figured that the podcast and the lives and setting up my space for my own growth is going to be so beneficial to me and my healing, because we all need to take time to heal, because if you don't heal, that stuff that you got messed up in you from the personal side is going to spill over into your business. So you got to heal some of that personal stuff. So shout out to Marty for that sweatshirt and that healing series of sweatshirts and shirts that we got now. So take time to heal. So y'all be easy. Hope y'all have a good night. Thank you for tuning in yet again. Y'all be easy.